If you think that burnout comes from working too much, then think again. Burnout happens when you spend too much time being someone you're not. If your values and your daily life don't match, your energy is leaking out and no amount of rest can fix it. Burnout isn't just exhaustion, it's a deep misalignment between who you are and how you're living. A 2022 McKinsey Health Institute study found that people who experience a values mismatch at work are 5 times more likely to experience burnout. So this means that if your job, relationship or lifestyle don't reflect what actually matters to you, then your nervous system will likely register this as stress. Now you could be resting, meditating, taking supplements, eating well, exercising, and still feel exhausted because the issue isn't physical, it's existential. Misalignment burnout is feeling like you're forcing yourself into a role that just doesn't fit. And this is exactly what happened to me. I was exhausted, I felt like there was something missing in life, and kind of on the outside, there was no rational reason why I was feeling so low or like there was something missing. In fact, it was something that I was feeling really, really deeply. In this episode, you'll learn how to identify that hidden cause of burnout, which is the misalignment of your values, and discover actionable steps to recalibrate your internal compass so you can reclaim your energy, motivation, and fulfillment. So why does this matter now? Well, the longer you live out of alignment, the more exhausted, lost, and disconnected you will feel. And chronic stress stems from misalignment, which leads to brain fog, lack of motivation, and even some physical symptoms too. So if you don't recalibrate your internal compass, you'll keep repeating the cycle of stress and burnout. And the more out of alignment you are, the harder it is to even know then what's wrong. And we might think it's something happening over here when actually it's something happening in here. Plus, we'll continue to feel demotivated and unfulfilled. So our big mistake is when we try to self-care our way out of value misalignment. So if your daily life is out of sync with your deepest values, no amount of self-care will make up for it. And when I say values, I mean what we consider to be the most important in any context of our lives, like love, fun, connection, wealth, for example. These are potentially some values. Most people don't even know their values. They typically inherit expectations instead, and we've all been there. I've done the same. So that's one case, but the other case is that people do know their values, but only on the surface level, which means that they do what they think they must, not what they actually really need. For example, maybe they know that they value finances, but they don't dig deeper to understand why it's really important to them, right? So that might actually give them a sense of safety or security, or a sense of freedom and connection with their friends and family. We often get stuck in our identity when it is shaped by shoulds instead of what is truly driving us. So we need to start bringing all of this into our awareness. So think about it like this. Mismatched values are like a broken compass. You're walking around in life, but actually we're lost. You could even imagine a compass spinning in different directions. That's typically what's happening when your values don't match your actions. And aligning your values is like collaborating the compass, and suddenly you know exactly where to go. Burnout then isn't about working too much, right? It's about living far too away from what actually matters to you. And here's the funny thing. Living in alignment is actually what fuels our motivation. In fact, our top 5 values will determine 80% of our self-initiated motivation, meaning that only 20% of what's happening in our environment is actually motivating us. The majority of it is coming from within, which then energizes us massively. A great example of this is when you see an employee who's tired, unmotivated, and working 50 hours a week, but then they finally leave their job to start their own business. Suddenly they're catapulted into 100-hour work weeks, but they are inspired and energized in every moment. That's because then they're living suddenly in alignment to what they value. So our values are a driving force. They shape what we talk about, what we think about, and are often reflections of the world around us. Now, if we are aware of our values and living in alignment, we will feel the experience of high sustained motivation, happiness, health, and high performance. Another really good example of this is actually in romantic relationships. When you're in a relationship with somebody who shares your values, usually you're happier and more content, while those with misaligned values experience dissatisfaction and potentially even leave their partners. So it's crucial to be on a path that supports and nurtures your values. So I'm going to share with you now an activity that we've used with thousands of our clients to help recalibrate their internal compass, stop burning out at the source, and align their values to what actually serves them. And you can too. So the first step to coming into alignment with your values and really stopping burnout at the source is to, number one, identify your true values, not just what you've been told. So ask yourself, what actually makes you feel alive and energized and like yourself? What are you doing when you feel most at home inside of your body and your mind and your heart? If you're not sure, and that's okay, think about a time in the past, a specific time, when you felt extremely motivated. And I want you to ask yourself, what was present in that moment? What was around you? Take a moment and really reflect on that, because those will be clues to what you value the most. So once you've done that, step 2 is then to spot the leaks. Notice, where are you out of alignment? Are your current lifestyles or work or relationships aligned with your values? Are you in a job that doesn't match your values? Are you in a relationship that doesn't match your values? Are you saying yes to things that drain you because they're not aligned with the truth of who you are? Or are you trying to fit into a mold that isn't really you? If you are, this is the time to make the changes. So the third thing to do here is to then make a small, immediate change today. Start removing just one thing. It can be a small thing that is misaligned to what's important to you. Just remove one commitment. Say no to something that doesn't serve your values, and start spending more time on what actually does energize you. And I know these things sound so simple, but the reality is, sometimes the best answers are the simple ones. We just need to make these small tweaks to our life and bring our awareness back to what's most important to us. And it's actually a really selfless thing to do, because as soon as you move into alignment with what is true and authentic to you, you can start to show up even more fully and vibrantly with full vitality into your work, into your relationships, for your family, for the world around you. And you can really start to shift that and channel that and really be truly a force for good in the world. And it will feel easy, and you'll even enjoy it. So please remember that burnout is not about doing too much. It's about being too far away from who you really are. If you don't feel like yourself, your body will start shutting down. Alignment isn't a luxury, it's actually necessary for your energy, your focus, and your sense of fulfillment. So the closer you live in your values, the lighter, the clearer, and the stronger you will feel. Take some time now, run through those steps. If you like this video, then obviously please share it with somebody that you think will benefit, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to go even deeper and find out more about you, you can go ahead and take our Stress Less scorecard, which will help you get to the root cause and understand what is stressing you out at a life level, at a health level, and what could be going on deep at the core as well. It will take you 2 minutes to complete, and the link to that is in these notes underneath this video. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon.
If you enjoyed this episode and you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
Then share it with a friend who you think might benefit.
Spread the word. That's how we're going to impact the world, by helping each other.
We appreciate you so much, and as always, unconditional love and wellness to you.